How's everybody doing today? Coming to you from Showcase of Citrus on Highway 27 in Clermont, Florida, right in the middle of citrus country. And what we're going to talk about today is how blockchain can help the citrus industry and the agriculture industry in general grow and prosper. Very interesting articles written on blockchain and agriculture thus far. It's going to be very innovative, we think, within the 2020s on how things move forward. And Showcase of Citrus, actually, what we have here, we have a very big place here. As you can see, we have a pond out here. We have several orange groves that go way back, and very soon it will be time to pick these oranges. And you can see we have the tractor over here, and the oranges go way back. And this is a family-owned business that's been here for a long time, and it kind of gives you an insight of what goes on. This is the real Florida, as I call it. This is old Florida. This is the real deal right here. Places like this, a lot of people forget about, but you shouldn't though. This is the real deal. We have a truck right here. The old truck they used to put the oranges on. I know they use something newer now than that. But we'll go ahead and go over the video and see what we got here. Everybody enjoy it.
How's everybody doing today? What we're going to talk about today, talk a little bit about how blockchain can help the agriculture industry here in Central Florida. This is orange grove country right here. We have probably more citrus fields here than anywhere in the United States. I know Florida leads the nation in orange and tangerine production. California grows oranges. I think a small portion of Texas does, and Arizona. But the environment here in Central Florida, there's lots of irrigation, fertile ground to grow. It's perfect to grow oranges, and they'll soon be ripe for picking soon. But if you ever go to Clermont's in the central part of the state, north of Orlando, 20 minutes north of Disney on Highway 27, close to the Florida Turnpike. There's a place called the Florida Citrus Tower. You can see it going down the road. This area has a lot of hills, actually. It's kind of very hilly, and you can actually go into the Citrus Tower for $10, $6 for kids. One of these old school Florida attractions, still around, and we're giving it good reviews. I mean, you actually go up there and get a little education and see the orange groves around there. So that's really cool. Take a look at that. If you've ever been, you need to go at least once. But this shows you some panoramic and aerial views you get down below of the orange fields over there. And what we're going to talk about, blockchain, making it more efficient and traceable to trace products such as oranges. Here in Florida, oranges, tangerines, strawberries, cucumbers, crops of that nature. You go north, Georgia, South Carolina, you have peaches. North Carolina, you have sweet potatoes, cotton, tobacco, corn. Each state has different products. But one of the things, actually, a lot of these articles about blockchain and agriculture, how we can improve the techniques. It goes into crop and food production, how it can be traced from the farm to table, to the grocer, to other things like labor, fertilizer. I mean, there's lots of applications that can be used for blockchain in agriculture. You can see it right here. It's labeled right here. Crop and soil monitoring, retail marketing. I mean, it goes on and on from like I said, from the minute the seed's put in the ground to the minute it's put on your table. Variety of steps to go through it. And this is great, actually. You can trace food. Say, for example, there's a recall on lettuce or something. Well, it can be traced, what lettuce to be taken away. Actually, you can scan it and say, well, this lettuce came from XYZ farm. There was an E. coli outbreak, so we're pulling that. So it saves a lot of money. It makes it efficient. And I said in China, very efficient. They're using VeChain. VeChain is the tracking device, cryptocurrency that's actually used to track products. When they leave the grocery store, you can actually scan it with your phone. It shows where it came from. If there's a dairy farm, it'll show where the milk came from, the cow it came from, all the way to when it was delivered, the route it was shipped, all that stuff. You get all the information on there. And some guy actually, what he did, he actually tracked the gallon of milk delivered to his house, and he used VeChain. And it shows right here, if you go into investinblockchain.com, it shows how the coin through their Thor blockchain went through, and the milk was tracked on the blockchain, delivered right to his house. That's amazing. So you know where it came from, ingredients. A lot of people that like organic food, you want to make sure there's no additives in it. This is perfect. This is what you want right here. You know, and you would think somebody like a Whole Foods, a store like that, a Fresh Market, would actually have this product. I don't know of anybody in the United States that has it yet, but hopefully that's something that works. I know Walmart in China, they use it. They started using it for VeChain. So I think there's a lot of potential for that product, where they would be using it. I hope it's used in the United States. I'm a real big investor in VeChain. I know they went to San Francisco recently, and they're doing a lot of stuff with seafood tracking as well. So we'll see about that. But as far as agriculture, people don't realize IBM is really big in the blockchain. What assets they're going to use if they're going to use a stable coin or something like XRP or VeChain, we don't know. They did have a partnership with Stellar, and it didn't work out too well, what I understand. So they may be looking for another partner to work with as far as a digital asset. But IBM, as far as like food monitoring and with blockchain, they're way ahead of everybody else. Way ahead. So IBM, you know, not only artificial intelligence, but blockchain, they've come onto the scene recently. A lot of good stuff with IBM. And you're looking at also the blockchain for data, the agriculture data. For example, blockchain represents encrypted records database. This helps the farmer out, you know, as far as getting information about the crop, different conditions. You might be dealing with soil conditions. You might be like you said, traceability right here. It's on the ledger. It's being traced, distribution to the store shelf. You know, for farmers, it helps out too. Great. I mean, not only the consumer, but everybody. And the most important thing, I think, is, like I said, it's food safety, recalls and stuff like that. You know, we saw outbreaks right here of E. coli, Salmonella. Tracking what products were actually contaminated is time-consuming and difficult. That is so true. That needs to be changed. And we have the potential to do that with all kinds of crops, not just oranges or peaches or what have you, you know. But actually in Florida, they have their own blockchain organization that actually has met several times. And the blockchain organization is actually looking at meeting to actually implement some of these procedures. And we're talking about peaches, yeah, South Carolina. Now, the funny thing is about it, the peaches are very similar to oranges as far as being traced, I think. With the peaches, actually, South Carolina claims that Cherokee County, they grow more than the whole state of Georgia. I don't know. We always have a beef who has the best peaches, South Carolina or Georgia. But right here, South Carolina is saying that they're actually growing more than anybody else. Here's the Peach Water Tower in Gaffney off of I-85 in the upstate up there as well. But yeah, IBM, they've actually, there was an article about oranges on IBM. Trying to find that. But yeah, let me see, kind of find that right quick. Blockchain. Oranges, here we go. Yeah, here we go. IBM, they did a trial tracking of a shipment of oranges, and it worked perfectly. I mean, from China to Singapore. And 28 tons of oranges, 3,000 cartons, 108,000 fruits. Chinese New Year, I mean, it went perfect. So we know it's effective. Cutting costs. The big thing right here, you're cutting cost. You know, once the word gets out, people are going to see the advantages of that. So right here, you know, as far as the citrus industry goes, hopefully this can be interjected in Florida, California, and the United States as well. So, so there might be some good times ahead. I hope so. That would be incredible. But also, let me bring this up. in South Carolina, we also have a blockchain group called Palmetto Chain, and it's been around for maybe a year or so. Palmetto Chain is trying to get the whole state to use blockchain to interconnect it. Actually, you can sign up. I just actually signed up right here. But what Palmetto Chain does, it actually delivers news and information about blockchain in South Carolina. South Carolina is one of the first states to actually implement this. Florida has done it too, but South Carolina actually is. You can talk about different topics on this website here. It's only a few members, not much of us here, but it gives a good education though what goes on about the blockchain industry as well, and different topics, very informative as well. Now, hopefully, other states are going to adopt this too as well. You'll see organizations and places have information coming up and educate the public on that. And that's going to be benefit everybody, not just a certain sector as well. But we'll go. Actually, right here, what we're going to do is a video after this. I actually went through a neighborhood on Highway 27 in Clermont, traditional Florida neighborhood, patio homes. Shows a little Florida rooms and a little orange grove they have. It's kind of typical of a home in that area. But what we're going to do right now, we're going to run down here to Central Florida again. And see our little oranges right here. And we're going to go down to the MLS. I have EarthCam too on my side, so you can actually EarthCam a lot of places that are in these areas if you want to see what's going on at a certain time. Now let's go to Clermont again. I know we went to Clermont in one of the other videos, but let's look at some different homes in this area right here. We've seen some of these here. Some more down here at the bottom we haven't seen. Some nice homes. You have a lot of lakes too in the area too. So if you want a house on a lake, 30 minutes away from Orlando, this is the place to go. Beautiful area. I mean, you can look out and see orange groves for miles and miles. It is beautiful. And another area actually that's around there that I like is Lady Lake, Florida, just north of there. Here we go. Yeah, Lady Lake is a little bit north of Clermont. Houses are cheap there. I mean, you can get $155,000 for this house. That's a good deal. 1,200 square feet. I mean, that's not bad. Not bad in that area. Stays warm mostly year-round down here too. $159,000. I mean, that's not bad at all. So these houses, I mean, it's a good deal. Like I said before, California, you're going to pay $1 million for a house like that. Even in New York, where it's freezing cold, you're going to pay way more than that. So Lady Lake's not bad. I mean, you're not too far from Tampa or Orlando either. I mean, 45 minutes away. Lakeland's down the road. I mean, not bad. Not too bad. All right. All right, folks. That concludes this video right here. And I hope you enjoyed it. Any information you have, email me, AmericanRealEstateREF@gmail.com. Blockchain, Breaking the Chain USA @gmail.com. And be sure to get a Coinbase account down below in the link, or a Ledger Nano for safe storage of any digital assets at the link as well. I will talk to you later, and thank you for watching as always, and have a great evening. Thank you.
All right, this is a typical Central Florida neighborhood. We're actually in between Disney and Clermont, and this is very typical the way the houses are made here. You can see patio homes. Very affordable area right here. We're actually Magnolia Hills Street. And these houses are made sturdy. They're made to withstand hurricane force winds, as you can see. Pretty much they all look the same. A lot of them have screened in porches, called a Florida room. As you can see, we got one right here on the right. And Florida actually has a homestead tax. The homestead tax exempts you from a certain percentage if you're a first-time home buyer in Florida. A lot of states don't have that. Say, for example, if the value of your house is $200,000. You may be exempt from paying taxes on 25% or 30% of that. Sometimes the rules change on that, the percentage-wise, but within that vicinity, that happens. But just want to show you folks a typical Florida neighborhood. Houses here are very comparable to I wouldn't say California. California has similar houses like this, but California is way more expensive. And we do have an orange grove across the street over here. So we do have some orange groves left out here. I don't know who owns that orange grove, so be careful. You don't pick oranges in someone's grove. That's trespassing. I don't know if people do that or not. But I just want to show you what a typical neighborhood looks like. Yeah, we're in Clermont, right in the middle of citrus country here on US 27. It's actually a little shortcut if you get to Orlando coming from the north. You can bypass all that traffic on Interstate 4 if you go this way. This connects to 75 and Florida Turnpike and 301, so it actually runs parallel up to 95 around the Georgia-Florida border. So there's ways to get around. Don't always go by GPS. GPS will take you on a 5-hour traffic jam sometimes. Well, anyhow, I'll talk to you later. Just want to take you on a little trip through a neighborhood.